G'day gamers, welcome to Mhz Ram. Gonna be moving to part 8 of the ultimate gaming PC build here. This is gonna focus on unboxing and installing the RAM, or the memory that I ended up picking for my computer. As you can see, what I ended up picking out is the DDR4 G-Skill Trident Z RGB 3200 MHz RAM. This is also going to be an 8GB kit, and it's going to be in the form of two 4GB sticks here. The only reason I did that is because I wanted to pick something that was going to look wicked with RGB and kind of match the RGB abilities of all the other kits that I ended up installing with my NZXT kits, because they kind of have that rainbow pattern of circulating that I wanted to match. And this one is very capable of doing that combined with my motherboard. And you know guys, you can see that there's nothing too exciting really to look at it from this point, or really any angle of the memory when it's not on, but where it really shows its true colors and looks absolutely incredible is when you hook it up to the RGB motherboard and start adding the color schemes into it. As you can see, we've got our channel 1 open on our motherboard here, which is the Asus Strict Z370E Gaming Edition. You want to make sure that you guys are installing your RAM, obviously, into the same channel. Usually, most of them, if you do have two channels, and I think pretty much every motherboard these days does have two channels, unless you have a really old motherboard that you're upgrading. But in that case, it probably won't be running RGB anyway. So make sure that your RAM is installed in the same channel, and the two channels, for the most part, they're spaced one apart from each other, so make sure you kind of look at that. Go ahead and look in your manual for your motherboard and make sure that you're following with that. As you can see, there's not too much difficulty with installing these. Basically, all you have to do is put the clamp that holds it at the end, open it up so that it slides in. You'll hear a click, and then they're installed. Nothing too difficult, but make sure that you put them into the same channel, because if you don't, you're going to run into all kinds of problems. Anyway, guys, that's all there is for the install. Installing RAM and upgrading RAM is super easy. So let's go ahead and check out what the colors look like. You can see here I'm using the Asus Aurora, which is the software that came with my motherboard, and there's a whole bunch of different options. So what we're going to do is show you on the top right what I'm doing, and you'll see it as it applies in the middle of the screen, obviously, as it updates and activates for it. So you can see the breathing is kind of like a pulsating, just a pulsating pattern, light to dark and more power and back. The color cycle is basically kind of alternates between all colors, but it's kind of basically it does it all in one. So it blends out of one color and into another color. While the rainbow, which is the effect I like, you'll see that there's a slight difference in the timing. One stick of the RAM is going to change the color prior to the other stick, and it just kind of keeps going like that. The Comet one I really like. It's pretty cool as well, and it's basically just, you'll see the line shooting straight down here in a second, and it's basically just the light runs down like a comet kind of goes. So now we'll go on to the Flash and Dash version here, and there's nothing really too exciting about this. It almost seems just like another version of a pulse, so it's not really exciting for me at all. Now we're going to go to the wave effect here, and this one's kind of cool, I guess. I'm not super excited about it, and you can see that it just basically kind of goes down almost like a slow-moving comet, even though I've got it on the fast play there. It just kind of, the color goes down, and you pick one solid color. I picked blue because obviously that's the color of water. You've also got your glowing yo-yo, which is kind of one standard color, but it also has a comet that goes down and kind of back up like a yo-yo going through it. You've also got your starry night, which we'll set to yellow here just because it'll be easier to see, or actually that might make it harder to see, which is basically it's a center color that's bright, and the sides of it, or in sections, you can't really see it very good in this video, but it kind of blinks like there's little shooting stars kind of going everywhere. You've also got this strobe option here that we'll set, and we'll put it to red just because that's kind of a cool color, which is kind of obvious. It's just like a strobe light that goes on. Again, you can pick any solid color that you want. You've also got your smart setting, which is kind of neat as well. We'll keep this strobe on because that was actually kind of a neat one as well. Anyway, you've also got your smart color that goes basically by the temperature of, you can either set to your computer temperature or the CPU load. And it kind of basically, it's not super cool, but it basically shows you whether your computer is okay or not. So if you wanted a quick reference point just to have in your CPU case to just kind of look over at it, you can look at the RAM and see that, yeah, you know what, it's still good, it's in the green, but if it works its way over to the red, you've got some problems. And I did skip over the music settings. It does have music settings that you can set to different types of beats and stuff, and it will go to whatever music's playing in your computer, but I don't have any set up right now to play, so I just kind of skipped over that, but it is an option for you as well. My favorite, and I'll set it back to it, is the rainbow setting because it matches all the NZXT stuff that I have going on in my case already. Anyhow, gamers, I sure would like to know what setting is your guys' favorite. If you guys would like to go ahead and post that in the comments below, and if you guys enjoyed this video, I sure would appreciate if you guys had hit that like button. Alright, gamers, thanks for watching.